Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today in this particular video, we are going to learn about the mailbox. See guys, as per System Verilog, this mailbox topic is very important. So far we have covered OOPS and many System Verilog topics. So if you have not watched that video yet, so first of all go and watch that video and then come to this video. Because here we are going to learn about each thing which was there with your mailbox. So without further delay, let's start the video. So myself Kittu Patel, and if you have any queries related to mailbox or any System Verilog concepts, so you can contact me on this number or you can drop a mail on this mail ID. Okay, so let's get started. So see, let us understand what is mailbox. So you can just simply understand it like this. Suppose you have two components, and if we want to establish a communication between these two component, so we need a mailbox. सिंपल सी भाषा में बोले तो अगर हमें दो कंपोनेंट्स के बीच में मैसेज को ट्रांसफर करना हो तो उसके लिए मेलबॉक्स की जरूर पड़ती है, ठीक है. एंड your mailbox is nothing but it is also a type of communication mechanism that allows your message to be exchanged between process. Now see, here your data can be shared to a mailbox by any process and retrieved by another. So what does it mean? So from here you are passing your data and your other component are retrieving that data. Okay. So you can consider your mailbox just like a post box. So where you are writing a letter and passing it to a post box. Now your postman will receive that data and send that mailbox or send that letter to their respective destination. Now see, there is one difference between your actual post box and mailbox. Here in mailbox, your each data will receive in FIFO order. So how it happen? So what I mean to say, so let's suppose here this is your mailbox and inside your mailbox you have written multiple data. Let's suppose here you have written 42, here you have written 51, here you have written 28 and here you have written 62. Now see, if you want to extract the data, so you can follow the FIFO order or your mailbox will follow the FIFO order. So first of all, when you try to extract the data from your mailbox, so first of all you will get 42 and then you will get 51 and then you will get 28 and then you will get 62, but it is not with your actual mailbox, or you can say actual post box. In post box we are writing some letter and your postman will collect that letter, and it is not necessary that they are collecting in the respective order or FIFO order. They will collect randomly and send at their respective destination. Okay, so this is the mailbox concept and I hope you have got the idea. And if you have any doubt, so you can write your doubt in comment section also. Okay, now see, here you can see when a letter is delivered and put into a mailbox, a person can retrieve the letter. So it is simply like that. If you have written the data inside your mailbox, now if data is there, so you can retrieve that data. Okay, so this is the overall idea for your mailbox. Now let us understand what is the application of mailbox with respect to System Verilog. So see, let's suppose we have generator class, testbench architecture. So I hope you have a little bit idea of testbench architecture, and if it isn't, so let me explain you in a brief. So suppose here you have generator class and the role of your generator class is to generate the sequence. So see, here your generator class will generate the sequence. Okay, now after generating the sequence, you have to pass this sequence to your driver. So let's suppose this is your driver class. So see, from generator class we have generated the sequence and now we want to pass that sequence inside your driver class. So how can we pass that? So to pass this transaction we need a mailbox. So by using mailbox we can pass this message. So from here we can collect the data. So you can understand it like this. So whenever you are generating your sequence, so that sequence you are going to collect inside your mailbox, and from driver you are going to extract the data, okay, from mailbox. So it is like that. So this is one of the application of your mailbox. So now similarly, suppose from your duty you have performed the operation. Now your monitor has sampled the data. So see here your monitor has sampled the data. Now in order to pass it to your checker or some reference model, you require one more mailbox in order to pass that transaction. Okay, so in simple terms you can understand it like this. Whenever we want to pass the transaction between multiple components, so there we are using mailbox. I hope it is clear. Okay, now let's jump to the next one. So see, there are two types of mailbox. So let's see what is it. So see, first of all, you have generic mailbox. So what does it mean by generic mailbox? So see, using generic mailbox, you can able to hold any data type value. So let's suppose I want to send string data type value. So I am allowed to send. So I was allowed to send the string data type value. Let's suppose I want to pass the int data type value. So I was allowed to send that data type value. I was allowed to do so. Okay. Now here you can read the definition. Your generic mailbox can hold any data type value, whereas your parameterized mailbox can hold specific data type only. Now let us understand it through example. Now here you can see we have considered one example for generic mailbox and one example for parameterized mailbox. Now here you can see in generic mailbox, here we have created one instance for your mailbox and then we have used new keyword in order to allocate memory or in order to create mailbox. Now see here, since it is a generic mailbox, so we are supposed to pass any kind of value of any data type. Okay, so we are supposed to pass any value of any data type. So in first mailbox or in first put, we are sending value which is of int data type. Now in second put, we are sending a value which is of string data type, and in third one we are sending a value which is of real data type. So, okay, so here you can see we are sending a value of any data type by using the same mailbox. So here your mailbox is MBX only, and by using this mailbox we are sending different value of different data type. Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, okay. Okay, now here you can see here we have parameterized mailbox. So while declaring parameterized mailbox, you have to give the type of the message. So see here we have given the type of the message, that is your packet type. So here your class name is packet, so we have considered that to your type of your mailbox. Okay, now after that we have created our mailbox. Now here you are not supposed to pass any message which is not of packet type. So see here we are passing only such message which is of packet type. So here P1 and P2 is handle of your packet class only, so that's why we are allowed to do so. Okay, now let's jump to the next one. Now see, we have bounded and unbounded mailbox. So what does it mean? So see, while creating your mailbox, you are going to do it something like this. Let's suppose you are creating your mailbox mbx is equal to new. Now see, here you have to pass argument. If the argument is empty or if you are passing it here 0, so that means it is an unbounded mailbox. So what does it mean by the unbounded mailbox? So here you have not declared any size, or here you have not given any size to your mailbox. So your mailbox is of infinite size. So you are allowed to pass multiple message inside your mailbox. So you have not restricted the size of your mailbox. Okay. Now if you want to restrict the size of your mailbox, so here in argument or here in parenthesis you can pass argument which is of integral type. Okay, integer type, and that is called bounded mailbox. So if you are passing here 2, so that means you are looking for a mailbox that whose size is 2. So this is nothing but the use of your new keyword. So this is nothing but your bounded mailbox. So in bounded mailbox, you are passing the size of your mailbox, whereas in unbounded mailbox, you are not passing any size of mailbox. So your size of mailbox is infinite, or you can say you are allowed to pass multiple message. Okay. Now see, these are the methods which was available with our mailbox. So first of all, we have new method. So whenever you want to create a mailbox instance, so you can use this new method, and also you have seen that whenever we want to allocate the size of mailbox, so we are using this new method. So you can use new method in order to allocate the size of your mailbox. Now after that, here you can see we have put method. Now see, whenever you want to put some data, since the name already saying that put, so that means whenever you want to put some data inside your mailbox, so you can use put method. Now this is blocking method. So once your memory get full, so you have to wait until any retrieval has been done. Okay, so this is the use of your put method. Now after that we have try put method. So your try put method is a non-blocking method. So if you are accessing, so if you are invoking try put method after memory get full, so it will return either 0 or 1. So see, if the memory is empty, so see, if the memory is empty, so it will return 1. That means you are allowed to pass the message. But if the memory is full, so it will return 0. Okay? Now see, after that we have get method. So see, once you have passed your data or transaction inside your mailbox, now you want to retrieve that data or transaction from your mailbox. So in order to do so, you are going to use get method. Now your get method is also blocking. So if your mailbox is empty, so you have to wait until and unless there is not any put has been done. Okay, available. So if there is no transaction available, so you have to wait. Okay, so that is nothing but your get method, which is a blocking method. Now we have try get method. So similarly like this, your try put, it is. So from try get method you can retrieve the message and it is it not blocks. So you will not get blocked by this method. So if the transaction is not available, so it will return 0, and if transaction is available to read, so it will return 1. After that we have pick method. Now see, there is a basic difference between your get and pick method. Let me explain you. Okay, now see, here this is your mailbox memory. Okay, now here let's suppose our size of mailbox is 3 and we have written data 2, 3 and 4 inside your mailbox. Now if you are invoking your get method, so that means you are extracting the data. So after getting the data here from this memory, your data will get erased. So now this data will completely vanish. Okay, now after, if you again invoke your get method, so it will point to this location and then you can extract this data and this data will also get vanished. Now after that, if you are again invoking your get method, so you will get 4 and this data will get vanished. Or you can say there is no, or you can say if we are invoking the get method, so your data will get removed from their memory location. Okay, but if you don't want to remove the data after extracting, so you can use the pick method. Okay, now how it will work? So let's suppose we have 2, 3, 4 inside your mailbox. Now if I am invoking my pick method, so I will get this 2, but your data will not get vanished. So if you are again invoking your pick method, so you are going to get the same data. Okay, if you are again invoking the pick method, so you are going to get the same data and so on. Okay, so this is the use of your pick method, where your data will not get removed from your mailbox, whereas in get your data will get removed from your mailbox. Now try pick is also a non-blocking method and it is similarly like your try get. Here also your data is not get removed from your mailbox. Now after that, last one we have num. So if you want to see the number of message or the number of transaction which was available in your mailbox, so you can use this num method. I hope it is clear. क्लियर है ना? नहीं हो तो कमेंट में लिख देना. कमेंट तो करते नहीं हो, कोई ना. See, let me recap all the point which we have learned. So before jumping into the code, let me see all the points which we have learned. So see what we have learned. If mailbox is a communication mechanism that establish a communication between your multiple components. So let's suppose I want to send the transaction from generator to driver. So with the help of mailbox, I can able to do that. Okay. Now that Now after that we have learned there are two type of mailbox. First one we have generic mailbox and the another one we have parameterized mailbox. So in generic mailbox you are allowed to pass a data of any data type, whereas in parameterized mailbox you are not supposed to pass data of any data type. Here you are going to assign data type during initialization and you have to pass the value of that data type only. Okay, so this is the basic difference between your generic and parameterized mailbox. And then after we have learned bounded and unbounded mailbox. So if you are not passing any argument while creating a mailbox object or handle, so in that case you are going to store multiple or infinite number of message inside your mailbox, and that is called your unbounded mailbox. But if you want to restrict the size of your mailbox, so while creating your handle for your mailbox you are going to pass some size inside this new. So if I am passing 2, so that means I am supposed to pass only 2 message at a time. I am supposed to pass only 2 message inside our mailbox. Okay, now let's jump to a code and understand it through a practical example. See, theoretical aspect is okay, but if you are not understanding the practical example, so it will create a difficulty while writing a code. So we will see each scenarios in code so that it will get clear to you. Okay, if you are really enjoying this video, then do like this video and also subscribe our channel. Now let's jump to the code. Okay, now here you can see we are going to write one piece of code and we will experiment it by using different method. Now see, first of all create one module. So I am writing module tb and then end module. Let me zoom it. Okay, now see, in order to declare a mailbox, first of all you can use the keyword mailbox, and then right now I am considering the generic mailbox, so I am giving the name mbx. Now initial begin. Now we have to create the handle for your mailbox, so you can use mbx equal to new. Now see, we have learned that there are two type of mailbox, generic and parameterized mailbox. So right now we have considered a generic mailbox, so here I am writing generic. And see here from new, so see here in new you have to pass argument in order to allocate the size of your mailbox. So right now I am allocating the size for your mailbox is 3. Okay, now after that let's use this method which we have learned. So after that our first method which we have is num. So your num method will return the number of message which was available in your mailbox. So let's see this. So see, here we have written $display number of message in mailbox, and here we have used the num method. So your num method will return the number of method or the number of message which was available in your mailbox. Now let's pass some message in your mailbox. So I am using this put method. So mbx.put, and right now I am passing 34 which is of integer type, and then I am passing, let's suppose mbx.put, and here I am passing some name, let's suppose Vaibhav. So here I have passed the name. So here I have passed the name, and then in third put I am passing some real number. So let's suppose we are passing 2.34. Okay, now let's try to get this data. Now in order to receive this data we have to create a variable, because see here we are so see here during get we want to store the data. So in order to store the data we need some sort of variable. So let's declare all the variables. So int data. So here your data is of int type, string str. So your str is of string type, and real, let's say num. So your num is of real type. Now let's get this data and print the data. Okay, so mbx dot get, and right now we are extracting your data which is of int type. So we are looking the value 34. Okay, so use $display integer value is equal to %0d, and here you can write data. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now similarly like this, just copy this line. I'm not going to write it again and again. Okay, now see here we have now here let's write string, and here we are now here let write string, and here we are looking to print the string data. Okay, so here just write str. Okay, so we have received the string data also. Now in third one we are looking for the real data. So just copy this line and then paste it. Okay. Now here we are looking for your num, which is of real type. So just use %0f in order to print the real value, and then here num. Now let's run this code and see the output. Now let's run this code and observe the output. Okay, so here you can see initially we are getting number of mailbox or number of message in mailbox equal to 0, because see, initially when we have called this mbx.num method, at that time we have not stored any element inside your mailbox, so that's why we are getting your value, that is 0. Okay, after that we have put 34 and then we have put Vaibhav and then we have put 34 2.34. Okay, now see, and then we are extracting the data. See, the order in which you have stored the data, in the same order you have to extract the data. Okay, so here we have extracted data mbx.get data, and then we have extracted string, and then we have extracted num. So here you can see we are getting integer value 34, string value Vaibhav, and then real value 2.34. So this is the use of your mailbox. Now let me show you one thing. So see, here you are getting all the value. Now what if we are using only peak method? So see, if we are using the peak method, or let me show you. Now let us show the number of message which was available after get. Okay, so just use this line. So see, here we have completed one get. So here let's print this. Here also let's print this, and here also let's print this. Now let's run this code. Now here you can see after extracting the data which is of integer type, that is 34, the number of message which is available inside your mailbox is 2. Initially it was 3, and then if once you have extracted the first data, now the data remained in your mailbox is 2. After once you are extracting this Vaibhav which is of string type, now the data remains inside your mailbox is 1, and once you have extracted the data which is of real type, now the data remains inside your mailbox is 0. Because see, already I have discussed this part that if you are using the get method, so in such scenarios, once you have extracted the data, so that data will get erased from your mailbox. Now if we are using the peak method, so just in place of get you can use peak. So peak, and then here also peak, here also peak. Okay, now let's run this code. So see, here we are getting fatal error. Why we are getting fatal error? So see, here initially we are extracting the data, so it is correct. Currently you're right, so it is correct because right now your message is integer type, so you are going to extract the data. But see, inside here we have extracted the data 34, and right now your mailbox size is 3 only, because once you are invoking the peak method, so your value which you are extracted, so that will not get erased. So that's why in next line you are trying to get the string data, but right now your pointer is pointing to the integer data only, so that's why you are getting this fatal error. Okay, I hope it is clear. So this is all about the mailbox part. I hope this video helps you in order to understand mailbox. And still, if you have any doubt, so you can contact me anytime. I will definitely help you. Okay, thank you.